job, not your hobbies. But at your core, who are you really? If your answer feels uncertain, that's okay. Because identity isn't something you're born with, it's something we build. Let me give you a personal example. I'm not a good speaker. That is what I used to tell myself, shying away from any sort of presentation. For quite some time, this belief was part of who I was. You might be in the same boat, knowing you're not extremely good at something, and avoiding it, allowing it to become part of your identity. Think of this limiting belief, but know that there is possibility for change. And let me show you how. Identity has 3 building blocks: memory, social influence, and action. Number 1, memory, is what we hold on to and how it influences our beliefs. I myself would go back to several memories in which I stumbled, lost track of my ideas, and simply felt embarrassed. The way in which I interpreted these memories reinforced the idea that I wasn't a good speaker. Yet everything changed. I've been doing lessons at the cultural center in my city when we were announced that there would be this Easter-themed art show with the student species. Of course, I was also expected to go, and I drew a bunny. The most beautiful bunny I had been capable of. The only issue was that I had to fold it so it would fit into my bag. The exact reason why it wasn't accepted and I had to draw another, which I refused, until my mom forced me to. And then I drew with so much rage and injustice. The next day came, and every kid had to present their art piece. So came my glorious moment. I got on that stage and tried explaining what my rage piece was about. Tricky, I know. I still vividly remember stepping off that stage with shaking legs and hands and thinking to myself, I never want to feel like this again. That was the moment in which my perspective shifted. That was the moment I pushed away negativity and invited change. That was the moment I stopped saying, I'm not a good speaker, and instead replaced my words with, I want to be a better one. I want to be a better speaker. Now, go back to our meeting belief. What is another angle you could use to look at previous embarrassing human situations that would inspire you to change? That would inspire you to act. While memory writes the first draft of who we are, it's ultimately the people that surround us that start editing the script. You see, we'll continue with the second building block of our identity, social influence. To overcome my limiting belief, I started hanging around debaters, television presenters, future actors, and whatnot. Practically, I surrounded myself with people that had the same goal in mind as I had, to become a better speaker. And that inspired me. We form our identities not in isolation, though reflection is important, but through communities and relationships. Our identities are shaped by the way we think people perceive us. So, choose the right lens and people to see yourself through. While the past and the people that surround us reflect and shape who we think we are, it's our own choices and actions that decide who we become. The third building block of our identity is, in fact, action. How do you think I ended up on this stage when I just told you 5 minutes ago about how I used to not be a good speaker? Well, I started taking debate and public speaking courses. By doing debate consistently, I became a debater. By doing public speaking, I became a better speaker. By trying, I got better. You see, whenever you don't feel comfortable in a situation, you should take advantage of that. Take it as a sign to act. Take it as a sign that you need to improve. So change yourself. To sum it up, please imagine your identity is a story. Memories are the best chapters, the ones filled with experiences that have shaped your character. The people around you are the editors, the readers, the ones influencing which parts of the story are highlighted or written. And action. Action is the pen in your hand, the one writing the next pages and giving them direction and meaning. Every day, you get to choose how your story unfolds. Just how I chose mine. From someone that couldn't bear being on stage, now I thrive in it. From someone that believed themselves to not be a good speaker, now I stand here in front of you today. But you might wonder though, what does this have to do with building order over chaos? This is the topic of today's TEDx. Well, in times of disruption, we're often met with uncertainty and limiting beliefs. But within this very chaos lies opportunity, a chance to consciously design who we are, a chance to decide which memories to honor, which influences to embrace, and which actions to take. Instead of letting disorder define us, let's turn it into a foundation. Design your beliefs. Don't let them design you.